Undressed bitches. I am super excited because we have a fucking icon in the Beverly Hills boutique today.
A superstar.
Superstar.
A supermodel.
We've known her many years, long time actually.
She's hot.
You know her from like fucking everything.
She's sexy.
She is the one that coined "I'm the first supermodel." And bitch, she is Janice Dickinson in the Portlet 2 Beverly Hills boutique.
Everybody welcome Janice Dickinson.
Thank you, boys. I love these guys so much. I've known them so long.
So long.
Not that long because I'm only 28. So I'm not sure how long you're talking about, Janice.
30 years, I think.
Yeah, almost.
How are you only 38? We have a 33-year-old daughter, no, 34-year-old daughter.
You're talking too much now.
You do.
Let's focus on...
What's her name?
Let's focus
Shelby.
on Janice.
She's a beautiful girl.
Let's focus on Janice.
What do you want to ask? Ask me anything.
Okay, Janice.
What are we going to ask you? What is it that nobody even knows about you? The world knows Janice Dickinson.
Pretty much.
But what they don't know is what a kind, beautiful, and compassionate human you are.
Thank you so much.
You know what? That's true because I always, like, whenever I hear the press and everything, I always... they always want to talk shit about you.
They do.
And it's so crazy because every time we've met you, been with you, seen you, you've been so kind.
Haters gonna
nice
hate.
To us.
Players are gonna play. Haters are gonna hate.
Ooh, that's a new song, Janice.
Maybe.
I like that.
Okay.
Now that you're a recording artist too,
I'm
on top of
recording
it.
now. My last song was "Get Me Out of This Dress." It's all for you.
You're kidding me. Oh my God. Do a little. How does it go?
I need music. I'll have Rocky bring it in.
Oh my God.
I heard it. I heard it. It's really cute. And you just did it in Beverly Hills. Didn't you just perform it? Somewhere I saw on your Instagram.
I did it at the Lubin Automobile store on Beverly.
Yeah.
On Wilshire Boulevard.
Wilshire Boulevard.
Me.
Yep. Very cool. I love it. It's
They're
a cute
very nice.
song.
It's weird.
Very cute
Acoustic's
song.
bad.
Really? Oh, well.
Well, it's an automotive shop. What did you expect it to be?
I hope.
It wasn't the Roxy.
No, but you have a voice.
I do.
Because I was listening to it and I'm like, it's not auto-tuned. It's like you're actually singing.
Correct.
And nowadays, everybody fucking auto-tunes everything.
They do.
I
don't
want to
they?
sing. I've been wanting to
Sing.
learn how to sing
Oh,
forever.
God, don't.
He hates
He
me
can't sing.
singing.
Go ahead, sing.
I'm too sexy for my body. Too sexy for my body. Too sexy
sexy
for
for
you. Right?
Oh, my God.
I love that song.
They wrote it for me.
You should do
They
that.
sent me the
know.
first CD on my birthday, and they said we dedicate the song to you.
High five.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Gimme.
amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
So people don't know that I'm
Yeah.
a grandmother.
Wow.
Well,
You don't look
you
like
don't
a
look
grandma.
like a grandmother.
Wait, how many grandkids?
I wear good makeup. I have 2 grandchildren.
Okay.
I have Leo and Tallulah. Leo's 2
How
years old,
sweet.
and Tallulah's just 6 months.
Aww.
My daughter-in-law Carly is the best mom on the planet,
That's
I
awesome.
love this.
and Nathan's turning out to be quite the father.
That's great.
Nice.
That's
See,
great.
isn't that
Are they here in LA?
Isn't that great to be proud
They
of the
live in
kids?
Sherman Oaks.
Okay, so they're close.
They're close. They're in
That's
LA. They're
amazing.
down the street.
Janice, did you ever think you were going to be a grandmother?
Never. Never. I'm looking forward to being a great grandmother.
So what do they call you, the grandkids?
Glamma.
Oh, I would see you as a grandma.
Superma.
Grandma Janice.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is so sweet.
Yeah.
It takes a while for Leo to wake up to me when I come over.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes later, he'll come up and just bow his head like he's the king lion. and I'll kiss his forehead. I said, "Where's my huggy poo?"
Yeah.
He just goes like this from a distance, like arm's length.
And will the kids do modeling?
No.
No.
No way.
Why
Okay.
Because it's
It's a
kind of tragic for young girls.
Yeah.
Is it?
I had a really hard time in the beginning.
You were how old when you started modeling? Like what was your
In
first
the
modeling
womb.
job?
Look at her.
Hollywood, Florida. I was 9 when I discovered to myself sitting on the floor of Publix Market in Hollywood, Florida, that I knew I wanted to be the next Lauren Hutton.
I love it.
No way.
I did. And I went there every month to look at the new issues because
Of the magazine.
Oh, because it
Yes.
was magazine.
Lauren Hutton for days, shot by Richard Avedon.
Yes.
Wow.
Amazing.
So your inspiration was Lauren Hutton.
Yes.
Wow.
And you would sit there on the floor. It's like a
And
library.
just
then
copying
you're going
her
through all
moves.
the.
And when you told your mom and your dad you wanted to be
Not my dad. We'll not
mom.
talk about him. My mother sent
Yeah.
me to modeling school.
okay.
John Robert Powers.
Oh, my friend Ron Patterson, who just recently passed away, was the
Sorry.
owner of
He
all
owned-
the John Robert Powers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I must have met him.
Oh, I'm sure you
course.
did. He owned
course you
the
did.
entire franchise
He made
worldwide.
money.
He did. He did. Bought a fabulous beach house in Malibu. Which
Wow.
I think they lost last week. I think it's
I'm
gone.
so sorry to
Yeah.
hear that.
He passed away last year, like 6-7 months
Yeah.
ago.
How old was
but
he?
He was young. He was 72.
Wasn't
I'll be
that-
70 next week.
Wasn't that? But he fought cancer for 5 years and just
Yeah.
like they took him out of here kicking and screaming.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. It's pretty amazing.
I had cancer in the breast about 6 years ago, and they caught it in early stages.
Is that because you did like
mammogram.
mammograms all the time?
No,
and-
it was because my doctor was doing the
Oh,
self-
you were just letting a hot guy feel you
No,
up
I
again.
wasn't a hot doctor. I have had plenty of those.
She's married to
I'm,
one.
I'm also, I have a doctor husband.
Yep.
There's no cancer in me right now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You beat it.
I did.
Did they have to do any like chemo or anything? or-
Radiation,
Okay.
but it was hard to accept.
Yeah.
Yes, my husband helped me throughout the whole thing, 5 months
Wow.
of constant chemo,
Mhm.
and at UCLA, I'm over it.
That's great.
Yes, and I suggest all women to get their mammograms and go examine yourself. Let your doctor feel you up
Yeah.
or somebody.
I'm excited to hear that you sat at the Publix grocery store
Yes.
at 9 years old.
Yes.
Looking at Lauren Hutton
Yes.
in every magazine that
Correct.
there is. Because
Yes.
I'm gonna share something with you. When I was 12, when I finally decided that I was gonna be a designer.
Or gay.
I
He knew
when
that
I
way
was 5
before
years old.
before 12.
Okay.
And when I wanted to be a designer, and I didn't even understand what that was, because I didn't know how to, like, you knew.
You were unsure of
I was
yourself.
connecting
Yeah.
to what this is, but I didn't know what it's called.
Exactly.
And
Sketching.
I used to go to the grocery store, and I used to pick up every single fashion magazine that there was that had clothes in it.
Vogue.
And I
Yeah.
would be looking at all the magazines, flipping through the pages.
Same.
And I would be just enthralled with the colors, the shapes,
I know
the
it's
detail,
all
the
about
texture.
the silhouette and just
Yep.
loving fabric and loving.
Yes.
As when
Yeah.
I was at the World's Fair Supermodel, I just loved what the designers did, how they sketched me, and I stood there for
Yep.
And
all sorts of
and when I
positions.
realized that that's what I wanted to do, it was almost like it gives you comfort. So the hours that you spent there at 9 years old,
I was like money in the
you-
bank.
You were probably I was mesmerized.
I was a ballerina.
See
You
what I
danced?
mean?
Yes, I was
How
ballerina.
fun.
I never knew that. And then how long when was your first modeling? So I love the fact that you said that you went to modeling school, went to John Robert Powers,
Yeah.
because modeling schools get such a bad rap.
I'm gonna do one online.
You should.
The Janice Dickinson modeling
You
agency
fucking should, because I
school.
watched you on House of Villains, and those bitches could not walk. And I
Well,
love how you just
You know
tore
I'm gonna
into
tell
them.
the truth, the critical truth of Janice Dickinson.
Yes.
I do tell the truth.
I-
and a lot of
yeah.
people, haters are going to hate, players going to play.
Yeah. Well, I was a model. I started
know.
my career as a model, Versace, and then I was the president of the Modeling Association of America for
Wow.
2 years. And then that's when I
Impressive.
met Paul. And
Because I was doing Fashion
Yeah.
Week in
Right.
New York, which is happening now.
he
So
oh,
I
you
did.
there?
Well, I stopped doing it years ago.
Yeah.
But
Why?
Because
doesn't
I mean,
really need to do it. Everyone
Never
just
give
comes
up.
to him.
Never
I
give
know.
up.
but
Keep
Fashion
moving.
Week. I know, but Fashion Week doesn't do what it did before for
It
me.
used to be so
Oh.
fabulous.
Now I
know.
do other things.
Yeah.
So you move on into different arenas and platforms.
Yes.
But
But you still do Fashion Week. You do LA. You
I
do LA
do,
Fashion Week.
I do
Oh,
Fashion
invite
They always
me to
have
the
him as a
next
celebrity
one.
designer
But
come
I
and
do
open or
fun,
close
but
the
I
show.
do it for fun. I do
Yeah.
it because I'm excited.
You're rich and,
I'm
you've got the
doing
cars and the
entertainment.
watches and the houses. Probably a private jet.
No. I'm rich in my heart because I've been doing something that I love to do for the years that I've been allowed to be
Amen.
Love
able
it.
to do it.
Amen.
Love it. I love you guys
That's
so much. That's
my-
why I skipped to work today.
Thank you.
That's the exciting part.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, if you never made it as a model, did you ever have any doubts that could even be a thing?
No, I knew
No,
I was going
you
to
were
be
gonna do it because
so
there was no way
fabulous.
out.
Because somewhere in your psyche,
Yeah.
when you see those pictures, I wanted to escape in the camera, and I became a photographer. at the end of my career, but I always had beautiful Leica cameras that I don't know, God, where they are today.
Yeah.
My eyesight got a little poor as I grew up.
But was it on America's Next Top Model where you were shooting?
Yes.
Where you picked up the camera and you were
Yes.
shooting? Because I
can do that.
loved your work.
Yes.
That
Tyra
was-
read my book, No Lifeguard on Duty.
Okay.
And she had Post-its in it when I met her.
Wow.
And she basically copied everything in No Lifeguard on Duty.
She did?
Yes. And I found out after about 2.5 years, because I kept saying, everything looks so
done that.
familiar.
I remember something like this.
Mimicking me.
Right.
Oh, and I let her know it. And I also wanted a bump in my paycheck. And
Well,
there
that
wasn't
didn't go
anything
too
there
well.
for a producer.
There wasn't.
No, she got all the money.
Oh. How was it working on America's Next Top Model?
Difficult.
Was it really?
Yes.
Which part?
She kept us sitting there for long, long, long hours
Yeah.
at the judges.
Right.
And finally, when she shows up, ta-da! She had put on a lot of weight then, and I just would go, you know.
Janice is making expressions for you that are not watching but listening.
Well,
But if you're on YouTube, I'm sure you're going to go to YouTube
Yeah.
and you want to see this.
my Botox is still good.
I just gave him for Valentine's Day, Saturday. I took him to Dr. Busso, and we got all new Botox.
I
and
love
colors
Dr.
and-
Busso.
Yes.
Did he give you the string facelift?
Yes.
I
we
had
got
one.
we've got the threads.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
I
feels
love it.
weird when you're getting it.
Oh my! It's like when they're doing it. I feel like it's something they're like tightening you like
It's
a puppet
yeah,
or
but
something.
It's coming
Marionette.
from within. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. And then how long did it? For me,
I think mine fell.
did it really? Okay, so mine
Down through my
for
neck.
like the first week, I kept feeling it. It felt weird
Yeah,
inside
it's
my
strange.
face.
It's a very
weird.
strange feeling. But Dr. Busso, I highly recommend him to
Amazing.
anyone.
Yeah, he's amazing. That's what I did for Paul for Valentine's.
That was my
Day.
Valentine's.
You got
He
one?
No, he just surprised me. We went to the office and
Oh.
he's like, "Oh, so what do you want me to do?" I go, "I'm perfect."
Everything.
I don't know because there's really
Penile
nothing to
implant.
do. And of course, he puts on his little glasses and he's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Just lay back." And then, give me this, give me that, and
Oh, he's the best.
click, click,
He's
click,
really
click,
good.
and then 15 minutes later,
I
I just
also
felt
like
oh my
Dr.
God.
Ben Talai.
Oh, I love
He's a
Ben.
friend.
He's a
Yes.
friend of ours.
He's
Yeah.
very
Family is
good.
actually I've done
Yeah.
a lot of their.
Oh, you
events.
have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
Do you what about Dr. Saul?
She
Better
hasn't
Call
met-
Never
Saul.
met
Dr.
Dr. Saul.
She
Lahajani.
hasn't met Dr.
But I've heard
Saul
great
yet.
things about
So
him.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Dr. Saul, I'm next.
Yeah,
we'll send
Dr.
you in.
Saul's great.
He's amazing. He did my Brazilian butt lift.
Good Lord. Let me see. Stand up.
You want to see it?
Camera.
Okay.
Get this on camera.
All right, I'm standing up, you guys, to show Janice.
Let me see. Drop your,
'Cause I'm
take your
proud.
pants off.
proud of my
Oh my God, it's great. It's really up there. Does it hurt when he slaps you?
No, it's fun.
Are you into dominatrix?
Well, I don't know. Are we?
Are you guys a couple?
Yeah.
21 years.
21
Wow.
years together.
I'm dying to read my teacups. They made me a beautiful coffee from
Yeah.
Armenia.
Yeah.
And you're Armenian.
Yes.
Armenian.
I'm Polish, Scotch-Irish.
Oh, wow. I'm German.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Beta.
to think that we're sitting across a supermodel that's graced every single cover of
Even in
every
Germany.
magazine.
I know. I worked in Germany. I worked in Berlin.
I can see that.
Yeah, I loved it. Did you ever work with Versace?
Excuse me. I was weaned.
That's what I
with
thought,
Versace
right?
back in the late
Because
70s.
Remember Creative Colors?
Yes.
I was one of the models in Creative Colors, and Versace gave me Remember the big scrolls?
Yes.
I got 4 of them that he gave me.
Oh, save them. They're quite valuable.
They're amazing.
He took me on, he booked me for the men's shows. He took me to Japan as a beard.
He was amazing.
He would throw money at Donatella so she would have to leave us alone while we were working. She was jealous of me.
Yeah, but do you think? Well, I want to get your opinion because I know what my opinion is. But do you think the Versace brand has ever been the same since they lost?
No.
Hasn't, right?
Never.
Yeah.
Versace had magic.
Yeah, he really did.
He had starbursts in
100%.
his designs. And he had models like me.
Yeah.
And Iman.
Ugh,
And
yep.
Naomi.
Yep.
Just Pat Cleveland just twirling around the runway.
Yeah.
Then I got all this Italian Vogue, Italian Bazaar, and he would buy the ads for American Vogue, shot by Richard Avedon.
Oh yeah.
Do I know Versace?
Well, it was amazing.
You better get your googly out.
I never met.
Well, I knew you
only
worked with
met
every
Versace
single
once.
designer. I knew that. for
May
a
he
fact.
rest in peace. He was
know.
just wonderful and generous.
Yeah.
He gave me so many things.
That's amazing. That's true.
I did the first medal dress.
You did?
I
Wow.
borrowed the gold medal dress
Yep.
from the window on Versace's on Madison Avenue.
Yep.
And they weren't going to give me the dress out of the window. And I said, you want to bet? So I got Versace on the phone. And I said, Gianni, this store owner won't lend me the Versace medal dress to wear to Studio 54 tonight.
Oh my God.
Can you have a word with him, please? Mwah, je t'aime. And
He's fired?
I passed the phone to the guy that worked in the boutique.
Yeah.
And he turned crimson.
Yeah.
And he got off the phone. He said, anything you want. Forever. And then Donatella, she stopped hiring me.
I don't know. I really feel like when they lost Gianni Versace, it changed.
The whole thing changed.
Everything.
It did.
The creativity
Donatella was always
gone.
bringing in the celebrity artists.
Right.
But I was a celebrity model.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and she'd have Duran Duran, and
Mm-hmm.
she'd have like Elton John, you know, just
Yes.
Prince, really cool people
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the front row.
Right.
I remember
But-
when Versace was shot.
It was awful.
I actually, we had to get a bodyguard here because all the designers were worried that they were after name designers.
Yeah.
Quite right.
And so it was really scary. We had to close the door. There was a doorbell at the door. You couldn't come in. There was
I'm
security
shaking.
outside.
I'm shaking.
Yeah.
The memory.
It became very complicated for a while
Difficult.
because it was
Mm-hmm.
it touches you in a specific place in your heart.
Did you ever meet him?
Yes. And when it touches you in a specific place and you feel so
Loved.
connected
Yes.
to a world
And accepted.
and you're like, "Oh, what? How could it
How
happen
does
to
it come
somebody
out of
like
you?
that?"
How
I
does it
know.
come from? His
Yeah.
mother was a seamstress, and he sat at her knees his entire childhood
It's
and
amazing.
learned how to do the seams from the patterns, from the sketches.
That's so cool.
If you
Yeah.
ever got to meet my mother, you would realize that she was my muse. Everything
There you
that I
go.
do.
Yeah.
What was
is
her name?
Ani.
Annie, may you rest in peace.
It's a reflection of everything that I know that I used to make for her. That when I was 12 and 13, and she used to get everything custom made. I used to go with
love
her
this
and I
story.
would see all the things that she would create. She'd ask
Like
me
what?
for dresses, gowns,
Opinions.
tops. She would say, "Mommy, let's put the flower here. Can we put like the
I
little
love
things
you.
there?
I love this
Can
story.
we do
Yeah.
the shape
It's
like
melting
this?
my heart.
I
Yeah.
really feel like you need a different undergarment." I mean, it was just like insane.
Right.
I'd go to shopping to every single store with her, and Loman's used to have the back room at the time.
I did not
And
know
when
that.
Loman's had the back room, she was invited to go to all the designer stuff
Oh,
that was
really?
in the back, and then she would be able to try them on. So she would come outside, and she'd be like, "What do you think about this one? Oh, well, we can hem it up. We could do this."
Yes, no, yes, no. I
It
don't
was
know, maybe.
so,
And see,
I
Janice,
miss it.
my mom was the opposite. Mother, 6 kids, mother stay home, Roman
Really?
Catholic. You know, she always wanted to be a Broadway actress. She was an off-Broadway actress.
Oh,
Then met my
really?
dad
What did
in
he do?
Pennsylvania, and then just gave up everything to just
My
raise her
mother
kids.
was from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh wow! And that's all she did. And then never did custom dresses. I mean, she shopped, but not like expensive gowns
Oh.
or anything like that. Just very, you know,
Right.
typical upper middle class. And on her 70th birthday, Paul made her the most beautiful pink
You should have pictures to show.
gown. I do. And she put on a fur coat. She went to her
That a
surprise
girl.
party. And rest in peace, Mom. But she told me that was the most amazing
Oh,
dress
this
she
is a wonderful story.
ever wore.
What
And-
color was
and-
it?
Pink.
Pink.
And
Yeah.
now
Think
I
pink.
have.
And my
I
mom
have-
was redhead, so
I have his mom's gown.
Yeah.
And I have one of my mom's gowns
Yeah.
back together in
Oh,
one
how
space.
wonderful.
Because they're hanging out together, but
They're-
they
they're
never got to
partying in
meet
heaven.
each
They're
other
blessing
here.
you from heaven with all
Yeah.
the angels.
They never got
Yes.
to meet here, so I know that they're hanging out up there.
yeah,
Great story.
100%.
Yeah.
So you're
Janice.
asking me all these personal questions. What do
know.
I get to know about you guys?
Oh, we'll tell
Oh,
you.
honey, there's nothing to know about me at all.
Did you ever have sex with any of the models?
No.
I did.
I haven't.
Me too.
I haven't.
You haven't?
He's the wild one.
I did.
Wild.
I never did
I
that.
went to those parties back then in New York
What
before I met
years?
Paul. This was in the 90s.
God.
And it was
doing
John
it.
Casablanca's parties where they had Coke on the table.
Yes.
It was
I was the first model with
wild.
Casablanca with Elite in New York.
Oh, wow.
He came to me on bended knee and said, "Would you please join my agency?" I said, "What do you have to offer me?"
Yeah.
He said, "What do you want?" And I should have said,
Yeah.
"Part of the agency." But I
You
wasn't.
should've.
I didn't have a business acumen then.
Right.
I just made the highest rate in the world.
That's amazing.
And I was at Ford, and he begged me to come over. And I said, "Well, I'll come over if you bring my booker, Monique Pollard."
Oh my God, I fucking loved Monique Pollard.
Yeah,
Are
she
you
was
kidding?
good.
Oh my
Janice,
God.
what are you doing?
Yes.
Who do you think you are, Superman?
Yes.
I said, "No, I'm Supermodel, honey."
Yes. As the president of the Modeling Association, I dealt with her, Karen Lee, Eileen and Jerry Ford, Nina Blanchard.
I worked for Nina.
Remember Nina? Like
Yes, she
Eileen
worked for
Farrell,
me.
all these people, like, they're all not
This
here
is the real
anymore.
deal, everybody. This is the real deal.
Thank you.
The only thing I did is they would send me all the photos and say, "Who do you want to hire?"
Ooh.
Because they all wanted me to have to hire the best models that they had.
There you
in
go.
The
Yeah,
category.
but
And you chose him.
But a funny story, when we first met, remember what you asked me? And he was so fucking mad at me, and he will never let me forget this. He said, when we met,
Well, he was a modeling agent, right?
and I was
Talented
president
model
of the
agent.
association.
So I said,
I was in New York for the board meeting for the association. That's where I met Paul.
and I
How?
had just finished Bryant Park Fashion Week,
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz.
Those
Yeah.
were so
and
great.
so
You know Joe Lance?
Yeah.
The photographer. We met at Joe Lance's loft.
No
so
kidding.
he's a friend of mine and a friend of his.
Yeah.
But we'd never crossed paths. So
Really?
Yeah.
I was there with all the scantily clad models, all naked, boobs hanging out.
Where was I?
I know, right?
You
They're
hired me.
all hanging out. The boys,
The
everybody's
bowls of
naked.
cocaine.
It's insane. They were all naked. The cocaine. I mean, it's like
Love those days.
It's exactly
21
what you
years ago.
expect, like the entire New York scene
Yeah.
to be. And Chinese food being delivered, pizza being
No one
delivered.
ate.
It's like they didn't.
They didn't.
That's why I'm like, what is this? So they were all. I mean, it was just insane. And we're doing photo shoots,
Yeah.
the music, the inspiration. There's things flying
John
everywhere.
had so much sex with some of the models.
Oh,
Yeah.
all day. So, and then he walked in.
Yeah.
And I had all these cameras on me as I'm doing the interview about the inspiration, about the color, about
You.
what
I'll have you.
I
He
did.
walked in and he's wearing a suit, trench coat, and a little Palm Pilot in his hand. And I thought to myself, who the fuck is that? And I became a
Obsessed.
buffoon. And I wouldn't talk to him for like at least a good
No,
hour.
he kept staring at me, wouldn't talk to me.
That's the way to get you.
I know.
Yeah, I was like,
You ignore them.
yeah, I was like,
The way to get a guy or a woman is just to ignore them.
It
Like
worked,
my husband
Janice,
ignores
because
me all the time.
It worked, Janice, because he kept staring at me, and then for an hour, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put an end to this. I just grabbed him, didn't know his name, pulled him into the bathroom because it was like a set. They had like
And had
jungle
sex.
theme. Just pushed him against the wall and gave him a
I'm
kiss.
not like that, Janice. I'm
didn't
so
go.
sorry.
Nope, not on that first date.
Nope, Janice. I
Wow, this
No.
is news to me.
Nope.
Now I would have, but he wouldn't.
I did a head count this morning of all days. And I can't even tell you how many.
Yeah.
That you've had sex
but
with?
yes, since my virginity was taken on a golf course,
Wow.
it's up there. And
Wait, who was your first?
No, a drummer.
Did he have a big stick?
He kept the rhythm.
I love it. Oh my God.
Taking someone's virginity is really hard.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Well, they should be hard to be able to have to do it.
yeah. Woo!
And then
Too
we've
much
been together.
information.
We've been together ever since, 21 years.
It's a great story.
But he asked me when we were in New York, he said,
Well, because I was trying to get to know him for a
Yeah.
minute because he wanted to go out and hang out in New York City. And I said, I'm not going anywhere with you. And
Why not?
Well, because I'm not like that. I just
Yeah.
don't do that. I've never been that.
You're shy.
I'm
He's a good
introverted.
boy.
I'm a really
Yes, I understand.
introvert.
I get that.
I mean, I've been to so many parties. I have a blast. I don't drink and I don't smoke.
Yeah, I understand that.
But
I don't
I've
either.
seen people do the cocaine stuff.
But
and
I
I'm like,
did.
"It's
I did all of
fine.
it."
They're doing it. It's good. But
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun in my
I became
own
allergic
skin.
to all that stuff.
oh, yeah.
So I tell him, I go, but I'm not going anywhere with you until I know what hotel you're staying at. He goes, we're not going to go back to the hotel. I go, but I don't know who you are, and I'm not going anywhere, so it's fine. We're going to stay here. I'm good.
I'm like, it's fine. You don't need to know my...
cocaine, hot models. I'm good.
Love this story.
You don't need to know my hotel.
So after 20 minutes, he realized that I wasn't just going to do whatever.
That you were the real deal.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm staying at the Waldorf. And I'm like...
Snap.
Well... But then I guess he
No,
thought
wouldn't
that,
listen to what he asked.
But then I guess he thought that, oh, if he says the Waldorf, I'm like going to be like, oh, drooling, and I'm going to be on my knees sucking dick.
Hello?
And I'm like,
why not?
Yes.
Nope.
Thank you,
So
Janice.
I said,
He was hard to get.
But I said, are you staying in the regular section or in the
Or
towers?
Sweet.
Yes. I mean, a boy from Beverly Hills has got to ask.
I had a 1-bedroom suite in the towers.
But I think at that point he realized something
Clicked.
Yes. Something clicked in his brain. He stood up taller, and all of a sudden he said, I have a 1-bedroom suite with my own key card in the towers. Would you like to go somewhere and hang out?
And we went and we hung out.
I said, sure, let's
You went to the
go.
Waldorf.
We
And
went to
what
the
did-
Waldorf afterwards, but we never slept together the
But
first
what'd
night.
you order?
What did we order?
We went to a drag Chinese restaurant.
Oh, that's right. So the
Fun.
drag food and that
Best.
famous, yes.
Very
and
best.
then he,
famous
and then,
restaurant with the shoe and everything.
Yep. And then he was asking me. He said,
And I said, so can I be a model? Because I'm thinking, okay, like we've passed this. Like, okay, you're like one of these top to-dos, right?
Right.
You could get me any gig.
right.
He goes, you want me to be honest, or you want me to tell you the truth?
Not tall enough.
That's what
That's
he
what
said.
I said to him,
You're not.
Janice.
He goes, maybe you could do commercial work, but you're not tall enough
he
to
was
do
right.
high fashion.
Right?
I said, what a bitch. I'm going to be good enough to be able to sleep with, but I'm not good enough to rock the runways.
Sorry, honey.
Right?
That's what he
He was
said.
truthfully honest.
He was.
You know.
But
What
you
more
know what?
could you ask for?
Right.
But I love that about him because he wasn't just to get into my pants going to lie to me.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
He was being genuine.
And I said, do you want the truth or you want me to lie to you? And
Yeah.
he said, tell me the truth.
Well, it's hard to hear.
And I said it.
And I'm still
Because-
You're
I'm
still
still
here.
not. and
Because
I
back
swear to
then,
God, I
Janice,
still-
if you were not
He
5'11",
was
6
super
feet,
male model material.
if you
Yeah.
were not 5'11", 6 feet, you could not be a male model.
They booked this look back in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yes. And now you got these guys on Instagram,
His-
5'7", that think they're models, and I'm like, what the
His-
fuck?
Everybody's a supermodel.
his picture was in so many people's lockers in
Oh,
high
really?
school.
Yeah, yeah.
And through the years, we've
Which picture?
discovered
Did a campaign.
For who?
It was for Genera.
Oh.
we've
Yeah.
discovered that look was so hot, so in that they put it in their locker. You know how girls used to have like the picture.
I had like Rod Stewart in there.
Well, you
well,
did,
that would make
but-
sense.
But the boys probably had your photo in their
I was
locker.
once
Yes.
Do you see what I mean?
a photo in a Mexican prison, and Richard Avedon took a picture of that.
I love it.
With his Polaroid, and he
Yeah.
sent me the Polaroid, and he said,
What was he doing in a Mexican prison?
I was
is my question.
photographing a lot of people down here. He
Yeah.
used to go everywhere to photograph Peru,
Yeah.
Yep.
Antarctica, and he said I walked into the men's prison, and there was one tear sheet on the wall,
And it
was
was
yours.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said, "Why this picture? What do you see in this girl?"
Yeah.
He goes. The response was, "Cause she's some kind of muchacha."
But that's his picture was in
muchacha.
every high school.
It's an
locker.
amazing
funny.
story to share.
So
It was fun.
These people that I get to meet after are like, "Oh my God, now I know who you are. You were my high school crush."
oh my goodness!
I'm like,
kinda
I
funny.
can't even believe it, and they would show the picture. Insane.
This is a
I
great
still have
story.
that.
I
still have
worked
that
in
picture.
Japan as a model when there was really no market in Japan back then for
Miyake,
modeling.
Kenzo,
Nice.
Yeah, Ken.
Calvin
that?
came to Japan.
Okay, I love it. Yeah, I worked in Osaka, and I loved. I worked in Tokyo, and
Did
I
you speak Japanese?
I don't, but I used to go. Remember, I'm sure because you went to Japan. You used to show your Z card, and you could get into the nightclubs for free in Roppongi.
I never had a problem.
Well, that's because you're Janice fucking Dickinson.
I
I
just-
wasn't Janice Dickinson.
I
I just
really-
showed a Z card though, but I did get in for free.
Yeah, but you're blonde with blue eyes. They love that in Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. Where you've been all over the world
I have.
How
traveling.
many times over?
Round the world in 80 days. I've traveled.
How many countries do you think you've actually been
Oh, goodness gracious. More than your toes and your fingers.
Wow.
What is the one place that surprised you when you got there? Not the work itself, but just the feeling that you had that connected to the mission and the work that you were going to do, and then it ends up being this cover that you never expected.
Paris.
Really?
Yes. When everyone in New York City rejected me,
Mm-hmm.
every photographer, every agency, I finally went with Wilhelmina, and she says, it's going to be difficult for you, your look.
Right.
But I truly believe you will make it big. And she did believe in me. So she sent me to all these go-sees, and I was slowly collecting photographs for my portfolio, which was like 11 by 14.
Yeah, I remember.
And then
Yep.
I finally got a go-see for these two French brothers that owned an agency called Christa.
Janice, let me just explain to our audience,
Bless
because
you.
not many people know nowadays a go-see is an interview.
Yes.
We used to call it a go-see. Now
When
they
you
don't
used to
even do
take
that.
your
Go
heels.
see.
You would go
your
see the client or the
heels.
designer.
You
Yep.
had to be in heels, honey. I mean, I was in heels at all the gay bars. I was in the
Yes.
heels up Studio 54. I could walk those steps.
Oh wow! My very good friend Marta Michaud, who used to run Wilhelmina for many years, very good friend of ours. We've
She's
known
in
her
New
for
York
many
now.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. She did that the club model, like a club model thing or something. I remember a long time ago. Janice, you did Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency.
I did.
Which was
On Oxygen Network.
yes, and it was
Groundbreaking.
groundbreaking.
Thank
Like there
you.
was nothing like it ever.
Thank you so much.
And it was such. I loved that show. I used to watch
telling
it.
the male models to drop trout.
I was going to say, how many of them did you sleep with? That's what I wanted to, because they
None
were
of them, right?
hot.
None of
None.
them.
Really?
No.
Oh my God, they were worth sleeping with. There was
no,
no
I
cute.
didn't want any lawsuits, honey.
Right.
Oh,
Think
that's
about
different.
that.
Sorry.
I
Yes.
remember the very first episode of Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency, and I watched it, where you had everybody lined up
Around the corner.
the fucking
block.
block.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is powerful.
That was an open call.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely
So I
amazing.
went down the line going, no, 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 maybe. No, no, no. Kept walking.
Yeah.
No, 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 yes. And then a couple more yeses.
Wow.
I found like 6 during that first
and
interview.
and Stuart Krasno, our mutual friend,
My
produced it.
darling producer is doing my podcast.
I loved Stuart. Whose idea was Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency?
Me. I took it
love
to
it.
Stuart when he was working at Fremantle.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
And we played. He was into toys and bobbleheads. And I just went in there and crossed my legs. We sat on the floor and we talked and talked and talked. And he said, what are your ideas?
Yeah.
And I said, I would love to open up an original modeling agency here in Los Angeles looking for the next Kate Moss.
Wow.
And that was the present for the Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency show.
It was a great show.
And we shopped it to all the networks.
Yep.
And
And did people understand what it was back then?
not really.
Yeah.
The teaser reel was very good.
Yeah.
We did some teasing.
You know, Stuart did our show too, our original reality show,
really? I did
Designer
not know
Family,
that.
about 2 gay men raising a teenage daughter.
Oh my goodness.
We did a pilot for Bravo. It didn't get picked up because they said nobody wanted gay people on TV.
That's not true.
This was my
Well,
daughter.
they're still saying
This was
that.
how many
I mean,
years
that's
back?
not true.
People say that.
Yeah.
Well, people don't understand.
And then a couple
anything.
years after that, Modern Family fucking came out.
There
I
you
was
go.
Kicking myself.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it.
Yeah, but you were ahead of your time.
We were.
Yeah,
We were.
Well, that's generally what happens.
Yeah.
Because then
Yes.
you're living in the moment, and it's like Madonna when she went underground and she found Vogue. When
Right.
It's something that's been happening for a long time.
Well, she had that brother helping her out.
Yes.
Yeah, but how amazing is it for you to be able to go see something that inspires you, and it really makes you
100%.
excited.
100% my heart and soul. And I skip to work every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
2.
exciting.
Every day you gotta wake up and wash your hair. Paul McCartney. Wrapped a towel around her as she's heading for the
Yes.
bedroom door. It's just another day.
Just another
That's
day.
that's exactly how I show up to the store.
Absolutely.
every
You
day
gotta
when
run
I'm
to
having
work if you
create.
love it.
Yeah.
It's not work. It's just living
Play.
the best life.
Yes.
I love that about you too.
Yeah.
We do. We work all the time, but we love what we do.
When's your next fashion show coming up?
Next month, February, we'll invite you. We will totally invite you.
You're not going to
Definitely.
ask me to be in the show?
You'll be on the show, of course. You want to be in the show? Be in the show.
I'm twisting your arm.
Of course she'll be in the show. Are you
They
kidding?
just did my podcast, which is coming out soon. Who the fuck would give Janice Dickinson a podcast?
Yeah, who the fuck would do that?
And did we not have a fun time?
We had a blast. The Paul and Pierre.
Patrik.
Patrik and Paul.
She's known me how
I can't
long?
remember anybody. Have come on my show and did the podcast, and it was one of our best.
It was fun.
So that's why I'm here now.
Thank you.
To give back.
It's kind of exciting to be able to see
Yeah.
how the evolution of fashion, modeling, and life, and social media, and how it's created an entire relationship with each other.
I don't approve of social media.
I think social media killed this business, to be honest.
I agree. When digital cameras came out and you could send them to
Yes.
anybody,
Yes.
that's when it killed it for me, because
Yeah.
I was used to working with the great photographers.
Yeah.
Penn, Horst, Hurrell, Avedon, Sir
Oh, you mean
Norman
you don't wanna just
Parkinson,
pick up-
Sir Albert Watson, Mike Reinhardt, Patrik Demartelier.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on and on.
So Janice, I was a photographer too. I don't know if you know
Oh, you
that.
were? I
shot
did not know
for I
that.
did stuff for Us and People and
That's a fashion
LA
magazine.
Style magazine. I shot
That's
a
a
cover
fashion.
for that.
Yeah.
And I used to
He's
do
done a lot.
I used to do a technique where I would shoot on chrome film,
Oh, good.
and then I would process it as
Black and white.
black regular film.
Right.
So it would change all the colors and do it. It was really cool.
Oh, I'd like to see some of those.
It was pretty amazing. They're in my garage. My garage. I
Oh,
can't
bring 'em
believe
in.
that. I will. But it was fun. I loved it. I loved
Photography
it
was
a
great.
lot.
I started shooting celebrity models, celebrity actors.
Yeah.
And then I got to know more than the photographers because I was really good.
Yeah.
I was living with the photographer up in Carnegie Hall for 6 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Until he cheated on me.
Oh, jeez.
Then I left him.
What is that?
What is that with people cheating
What is
on
that
people?
cheating on people?
I don't get it.
Broke my heart.
Yeah.
My first husband cheated on me. That really broke my heart. And I was like, everybody's cheating on me.
I know.
I must sure know how to pick them.
But the
Puppies.
difference, Janice,
Yeah.
the fact that you're so much happier and you've been happy for so long,
Yes.
knowing who you are,
Better believe it.
and created the world.
The gays
that
made me
you-
who I am today.
and be the world that you live in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think that when you look back at all the people that you've known, they're still probably doing the same shit that they did back then that they
Yeah.
think still matters. And it really doesn't.
I know.
It just really doesn't.
Thank you for saying that.
I have one last question before you start your copy read. I
Hit
just
me
have to
with
ask
your
you one
big
last question.
stick.
Is there anything in your career that you think you've missed doing?
No,
Nothing.
not a thing.
I love it.
I worked for everyone.
I love it.
Every designer, every magazine, every photographer.
And you've been a model, actress, and singer.
Photographer.
Now I'm doing
Photographer.
Now I'm doing my first single. I coined it. Went to #1 on the Billboard Chart Awards in London, England,
I love it.
and everybody voted for it.
And it's called,
I coined it. You could get
I
it
coined
on
it.
I love it.
Spotify or Amazon.
I saw that.
I'm going to play it.
I coined it,
Yes.
bitch. I coined it. It's fun.
I love
All
that.
my music is fun, and the last thing I did was for get me out of the stress.
Yeah.
And I kind of went with a rock feeling. I wanted like Hendrix
Yeah.
playing guitar.
And I was watching, I'm going to say one more thing and he'll do your coffee read, I promise. I was watching your Instagram and I was laughing my ass off when you were critiquing the models that were doing the runway walk.
I do that now.
And then the one girl, you're like, I don't care if you're playing Walking to My Song. You were ripping her apart.
You have to be honest, everybody in the world. You just be honest.
Exactly.
Read my tea leaves, please.
Let's do it.
How do you do that?
So I'm going to explain. Paul is now going to take your cup. You were drinking your cup.
I drank it. It's
and
so
he
good.
flipped
Avedon
it.
coffee.
Yeah. And now he is looking into the coffee cup grinds that are left over, that are dried, and he's going to read the cup and tell you what he sees.
Who's the letter G in your life?
G. Gerner, my husband.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm Mrs. Gerner.
The fact that, look at the letter G at the very top. Right there.
I see that.
And
Good Lord.
Is that
that
crazy?
is, I didn't even, like, it didn't even dawn on me. I mean, I know you as Janice Dickinson. I mean,
Right.
Greg Gorman, the famous photographer. He's a good G.
but this G is your foundation.
Yes. Rocky is my everything. He
And
it-
stole my soul and my
and
heart.
the fact
I'm
that
still married.
you guys see eye to eye. The G is your support, your advocate.
Quite right.
And it seems that, but they have a surprise for you of some sort.
They better. My birthday's coming up.
Oh,
2 weeks. No, week.
they have
Yeah.
Everybody out there, February 15th, me.
this G has a surprise, and it's not just birthday. That's not what I'm talking about. It's something that's very special that I think you're going to understand when it's received by you
Oh, thank you.
in a way that you're going to go, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
He's the one.
I love that.
I love Rocky. Thank
And
you.
it's going to be something that this is beautiful. And I think your interior of your home, and I asked you this earlier because you don't live in the same house that you used to.
No.
There's so much love in the space. It's almost like a spa, probably.
It
it's,
is.
It's like so.
Everybody wants to film in my house.
Yeah, it's like so.
I let them for a nominal fee.
It's like this is the happiest space that I think you've had
Correctamundo.
since you've been.
Yes, out there.
How long have you been there?
13 years.
And
Oh,
that-
in the house, I think around 7.
It's your happiest. It's what brings you joy.
There's a lot of my, I've been collecting art for several years, and there's a lot of art that I had sold to support my, that I had sold to support my 2 children when
Yeah.
I was raising them as a single mom, and jewelry, art, and it all went to them, and I do it all over in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And
It's-
I have collected very nice things. Rocky, on the other hand, collected maps from everywhere, all over the world. He had about 1,000 maps. I said,
Maps.
"You're not hanging them on my walls, honey." Covers.
I love it.
But this is your life now is exactly where you've always wanted to be.
I'm gonna cry
But that's
have
exactly
tissues.
what it is.
now.
So
My
pretty
false
though.
eyelashes.
I don't even think you realize that you would be here where you are. It's
No, I
like you
wouldn't.
got to pinch yourself
I always say my
to
life
try
3
to
times.
think to try to think that you're in a space that you never thought you would ever be in.
Hepatitis C, pneumonia, and breast cancer.
Wow.
3 times. I don't think I could have made it.
Without
It's-
Rocky.
I wouldn't have known what to do for hepatitis C.
Right.